Bing bong. What is going on, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video. And what a win for the Toronto Raptors. No, seriously. What a freaking win for the Toronto Raptors, man. Are you kidding me? The Toronto Raptors just did that. I just finished a live stream where I did a live reaction and play-by-play to that game. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined me for that one. We had a blast. What a win on the road under these circumstances for the Raps, who have now won 4 in a row. They started the season 1-3, and you were thinking to yourself, here we go again. Wrong. The Raptors are now 5-3. And think about what they just did in this game against the Knicks. They were shorthanded without 2 of their best players in Pascal Siakam and Scotty Barnes. On the road, in a tough place to play at MSG, taking on a Knicks team that came into this game atop of the East. The Raptors were underdogs by 7 points. By the way, if you took the Raptors plus the points, or even brave enough to take the money line, congrats. That was a ballsy call. The Raptors had no business winning this game. But this team, instead of laying over and giving the Knicks an easy win, they fought hard. They came to play, and they came away with as impressive of a victory as you will see this season. The Knicks, at one point, were up by 15 points in the second quarter. And I know we were all thinking it, okay, this is going to be a blowout loss. You know, the Raptors, they weren't supposed to win this game anyway. We'll cut them some slack here. But instead of going away, instead of dying, the Raptors came back and they put forth an incredible third quarter performance, which started on the defensive end. And I said in previous videos, if the Raptors play as well as they do defensively, I don't care who they play, they can beat them. They can beat them outright. And that third quarter was a masterpiece. A masterpiece on defense, which led to their offense. They outscored the Knicks 38-22. And I don't know what the Raptors did at halftime. I mean, I don't know what they were doing in that locker room. But whatever they were doing, it worked because these guys came out on fire from the field. It was night and day, the type of effort the Raptors showed in that first half compared to the second half. Unbelievable stuff. You look at OG Anunoby, my pick to win Most Improved Player of the Year. 36 points tonight, 6 rebounds, 2 assists in 41 minutes, and you knew somebody was going to have to step up offensively with Scotty Barnes out, and we all knew how big of a loss that was going to be, having Scotty on the bench. But OG wasn't playing any games. He was doing his thing out there, and we know OG has this in him. We know he's capable to go off for these offensive spurts. And it was great to see it tonight, damn it. You look at Gary Trent Jr., 26 points. And for everybody who was quick to give up on this guy, Gary Trent Jr. looks like a completely different player out there. I mean, starter Gary Trent Jr. is just a different breed. He's hitting that shot consistently. And what stands out to me the most about Gary Trent Jr. is his aggressiveness on defense. I'm talking about the deflections, the running after loose balls, the in-your-face type of grind. Gary Trent Jr. has been one of the biggest pleasant surprises of this season because we all knew a lot was going to be expected out of this guy. And boy, oh boy, is he ever delivering thus far. Fred VanVleet, 17 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds, a complete game from him. And then how about Svi Mykhailiuk, who got the start in this one? Can we tip our hat to this guy? 15 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. This is solid production from a guy that you got, you know, for the end of your bench rotation. The Raptors didn't probably expect much of this guy going into the season. And here he is logging big minutes against a good Knicks team and putting up these numbers following that good performance he had against Indiana on Saturday night. And then Khem Birch, I got to show him a lot of credit because he came away with some big box outs in the fourth quarter. And then we did see Malachi Flynn get some playing time. It was great to see him out there, especially since I had a whole video dedicated for the Raptors, you know, freeing Malachi Flynn and just giving this guy some time. This was a game that was all about next man up. And the Raptors tonight showed everybody that just because they were down in numbers, just because they were shorthanded, doesn't mean you can take this team lightly. Going into the season, I was on a podcast with a couple of big basketball minds, and I said that this Raptors team is rarely going to get blown out. That's why, after that first game of the season, I'm like, okay, have some patience, because this is not going to be who the Raptors are. This is a team that plays hard, they fight hard, and this is a squad that's going to be in every single game. I mean, take this game for example. Going up against a solid Knicks team that was shooting the lights out early on. The Raptors could have simply given up, as many teams would have, but they just kept pushing. They just kept pressing. They made it a single-digit game going into the locker room. And then in that second half, they were just rejuvenated, reborn. If they play this well, and you're adding a Scotty Barnes back into the rotation, a Pascal Siakam who's only going to make them better, especially in the half-court game, the Raptors can hang around with the best of them. And right now, the Chicago Bulls are 6-1. The Raptors almost won that game too. So I know it's early. I know it's a long season. But what the Raptors have showed us defensively, what they're capable of offensively, they don't look as dead, nowhere near as dead as they did last year offensively. And the overall effort that this team has on any given night, this is a good team. And this is a team that a lot of people got to start recognizing. And this is a team that a lot of people have to start putting some stock in. Because the Raptors are not going to go away. Everybody on this team has a role, with the exception of Goran Dragic. Because we know it's only a matter of time that, you know, he goes on his merry way somewhere else. I don't know how the Raptors are going to address this Dragic situation. But clearly, he's not a part of the long-term plan here. But everybody else, they got a role on this team. Every single night, you could see a different guy step up. The Raptors' strength is their numbers. And that next man up mentality was on full display tonight, where they were going up against a fully healthy, fully capable Knicks team. And after getting punched in the mouth first, the Raptors stood the course of the entire boxing match. And they got the win at the end. And that's the bottom line. The Raptors got this win. In the fourth quarter, they were surviving. They were hanging on to dear life. But they held on, and I was impressed with their late game execution. From the third quarter and on, the Raptors' defense was stout, and it was not playing games. And they were making the Knicks' life on offense a living hell. RJ Barrett finished with 27. But then how about Julius Randle? Julius Randle had like 17 in the first quarter. He finished this game with 22. He was a non-factor for the rest of the game. Kemba Walker had 15. Fournier had 12. And Derrick Rose, who looks like a six-man of the year candidate, it seems, in every single game that he plays, he was quieted to 4 points. I don't want to take anything away from the Knicks. This is going to be a good team. I was dead wrong about the Knicks. I said this team wasn't going to make the playoffs. The Knicks are a playoff team. They are a good team. It just shows you how good the Raptors are and how underestimated they are and how so many people slept on this team. The East is very tough, so it was very important for the Raptors to get off to a good start this season. And so far, they are doing just that. They are staying the course, they are not missing a beat, and they are hanging in there with Siakam waiting in the wings to come back. So the Raptors are going to be taking on the Wizards on Wednesday, and it's going to be a very important game. The Wizards have been playing really well. We know what they did against the Raptors in the first meeting. Let's see if the Raptors can keep this thing going as they continue to roll. Winners of 4 in a row, looking to make it 5 in a row on Wednesday. What's your reaction to this, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Guys, if we get hit 25K with this upload, that would mean the world to me. We're so close. Almost there. Let's hit 25K. Whether you're a Knicks fan, Raptors fan, NBA fan in general, please subscribe and ring that bell. The Raptors are on fire right now. And it doesn't matter if they're without Barnes, Siakam, Yuta. I got to throw his name into the mix. This team finds a way to win. And they proved it against the New York Knicks. Raptors, keep it going.